Going. Reset this. All right, it looks like we're live. We're live. Okay. There's some really crazy stuff happening at InfoWars other than the fact that the Democrat Party is still for the past 7 years trying to get Alex Jones off the air. It started in 2015. It got really heavy down in 2016, and they have just been gunning it, trying to take InfoWars off the air. And now they have apparently succeeded in getting Owen Shroyer to stab Alex Jones in the back. That Alex Jones found and brought into the mix like David Knight from a contest. And Owen Shroyer used to be what was it? An announcer, a radio host for sports, and then did a contest with Alex Jones and got a contract to work with Alex Jones. Looks like we're live. We're live. Okay. And it's looking like it's looking like Owen Shroyer has finally bit the bullet. Was secretly on the outs. You know, if he really wanted to get Alex Jones popped and in trouble, he could have went after Alex Jones while he was in court under the Sandy Hook bullshit. You know, when Alex was getting sued, but now I guess there's too much whiplash or something. He can't hang with the big boys because they're trying to shut down Alex Jones' network and trying to kill it. And Alex keeps having wins. And I haven't listened to the whole part of this with Alex Jones. I was listening to it while I was working outside, and I just felt I had to do it, dude. So here we go. I'll pop in a bunch of little pauses here and there, but we're gonna go live on it.
Fraud. You are a backstabber. You are a handbiter. You are a disgrace. And I don't know if it's his personal life. I don't know if it's stuff he's smoking. But I've seen a lot of people get paranoid, you know, that smoke pot and go nuts. But I mean, I can just tell you this right now, that I'm not here to be shit on or stabbed in the back. This crew isn't your punching bag, and we did nothing to you but be loyal. And your little 5-hour extravaganza of little puppy dog that doesn't know why, and he just wanted to come back and shake my hand. He starts talking to me like he's literally a pimp and I am a crack whore. He's like, here's how it's going to be. I'm leaving. And blah, blah, blah. Well, what's the problem? What's the thing? Well, I mean, what can we do? I mean, you know, I don't understand. He's like, well, it's just gone on too long and whatever. But I'll tell you this, if you're really desperate, you can pay me more money. But I'll tell you this, I'm going to promote my new show on InfoWars. And I went, which again, I'm not even against him having a show. If he was nice, I was just like, it was just kind of like, I was like, well, yeah, I said, you know, in the bankruptcy stuff, I can't really give you a raise. But I said, that's okay, Owen. He goes, well, you know what? You know, as a favor for you, I'll come in and do a week. And I'm like, no, that's okay, Owen. That's fine. I wish you well. And I hung up and literally got a tear in my eye because he was talking to me with just like Patrick Bateman or something. So then he races out and goes on air and is like, you know, I'm just leaving because, you know I can't talk about Trump, and, you know, I know it hurts Jones's access, and, you know, he really, you know, all innuendo. He didn't have the guts to just tell the pure lie that I told him to do stuff, which I didn't. And a bunch of other stuff. I haven't even watched half of it. It's just so painful to watch. He's sitting there manipulating and wriggling around like a snake, trying to make it as bad as he can, but skate the edge so he can say, I never did that, because he's got the whole crew knows it's not true. He's got the other hosts that know it's not true. He then runs on air and is like, I just wanted to come back for a week and shake his hand and thank him. But he didn't. He doesn't want to be my friend. Meanwhile, let me tell you how it is. I mean, literally, yeah, no, it's all over. It's not, you can't get me back. I tell you, though, if you're really desperate. And he said that, and I went, excuse me? There was more, and he goes, well, I mean, if you want to do something really desperate. And he was really getting off on it. And I'm like going, this is an evil son of a bitch, man. Wow, I had a snake around here. I had no idea. And I literally started getting tears in my eyes because he was burning down like an old house. It burns up in like 2 minutes. He's burning down. I'm just like, oh, and I got to go, man. And I literally stumbled in the pool, and I was just like, And I was like, I'm going to take the high road. I called the crew. I said, let's be nice. Let's be sweet. And then I started seeing the clips. And Owen, man, you're a piece of crap, brother. All right. And if I was anybody, I wouldn't turn my back on Owen Shroyer. So, I mean, he took Snake to the next level. So, Owen Shroyer's dead to me. If he goes on air and repents to Jesus and apologizes for being demon possessed or whatever it is he is, then I will forgive him. But he thinks that he would like absorb us as a launch pad and lie about us to make himself a victim so he could project himself and launch his own show when he cut and run and didn't even call me or didn't even say anything or didn't even say, hey, what can I do? He just cut and run and said, I'm done with you people. When Bloomberg and The Onion came in here and ransacked this place, and we stood up to him and won thanks to your backing and God's providence, and the whole time, he was trying to cut and run. But then when he figured out that, oh, it's still there, he slunk back over, and I never even came to him and said, hey, it's good to have you back, man. Glad, blah, blah. Just, yeah, okay, sure. Just like that. People say, why was you swinging around like that? Because I wasn't going to give him what he wanted. I knew what he was going to do, but I wanted to make sure. It's one thing to know what somebody's going to do, but it's another to wait till they do it. And he did it worse than I thought. First off, betrayal is one of the most despicable things there is. And particularly betrayal that is carefully crafted and that is premeditated. To know that someone who acts like they're your friend is plotting and scheming and manipulating, and to just disregard it because you're a loyal person, and then to see that individual betray not just you, but the crew and the idea of what we are and how embarrassing.
You know, the shitty part, too, is in the last few months, actually in the last couple years, Owen Shroyer's been doing a lot of Alex Jones when he's had to go to court. Owen Shroyer has been going on to the Alex Jones show and doing his podcast on there, plus his podcast on the War Room. If this is true, dude, I mean, I don't know, man. He's got weak bones, that dude. Weak fucking bones.
Addled we are, and to try to cast us as the villains and he as the hero and the victim. I will not put up with it. It is the holy grail out there to be censored, because when you really are censored, people want to Streisand effect find out what's been censored. And I've been really censored. I've been really attacked, and so has InfoWars. But I've never accused people of censoring or oppressing me who didn't do it. And we had another talk show host about 6 years ago post on Twitter that we were censoring him. He didn't say what. I came into him and I said, what did we ever censor? What did we ever do? And he's, I'm not talking to you about it. you know you're censoring me. And I said, how? I said, listen, do it again, you're fired. And about a year later, they were uploading his morning show, and this happens, everyone.
I really got to leave that mic on. So I'll reiterate real quick. So he's getting ready to talk about David Knight. A few years back, David Knight had a heart attack, and he came back onto the show and was doing it. And for some reason, he left, and Alex is going to say why. But I used to listen to David Knight a lot, and uh, he apparently just didn't like doing what Alex was doing, and this was another way of looking at it. But I mean, to each their own. I mean, if you're gonna leave, leave. Advertise your shit while you're going. But if you're gonna try to sink a horse, because like I reiterated earlier, it was Owen Shroyer went to court to testify for Alex Jones, and he had every opportunity to sell Alex Jones under the bus there, and he could have slammed that, the Alex Jones network, Infowars, could have slammed it in the ground, but he was under contract, I'm gathering, and that's probably why he didn't do it. But he right now he's Alex is talking about David Knight.
Once in a while, and only the first hour went up, and he flipped out and went online and said that he was being censored by us. And I called him up, and he started yelling at me, "Don't you give me that." And I said, the guys, all the time we upload stuff to everywhere. They'll upload it. We don't even know, well, what were you talking about? He was bashing Trump. And I said, that's it, you're fired, man. Not because of what he was saying about topics, but because he was.
Mine is you gotta understand, mostly the two people, David Knight and Owen Shroyer, they didn't get hired normally. Like, they didn't put in an application and say, "Hey man, I want a job, I want to work for you." They both joined a contest that Alex did like 12 to 13 years ago. And David Knight was the first one to get hired, I believe. Don't quote me on this. And then Owen Shroyer got hired, or it's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't get it, man. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Was saying we were censoring. So, and that was David Knight. So I've got a real problem with this. And I took the high road on that because I wasn't very close to David Knight. And he was kind of the grumpy old man and was just frustrated that his show wasn't as popular as mine. And I promoted it and just had a chip on his shoulder. And
David Knight had the voice of that uncle. He was that honorary uncle of yours.
I mean, I did stuff like, give him hundreds of thousands of dollars when he had a heart attack, and hire both his sons, and kiss his ass. And the more I was nice to him, the more he just got angry and hateful. And then he's gone out since then and disgraced himself and said that I flat out censored him on things. Oh, really? Show the proof. Not true. I mean, this is ridiculous, okay? So Owen Shroyer has now done this, and the way he did it is particularly deceptive, like he thinks I'm stupid. Got a very aggressive phone call from him with him yesterday, and then he ran off and did his publicity stunt at my expense, the crew's expense, at this institution's expense, and I mean just lie after lie after lie. I mean, I've got, and we're checking with lawyers right now, but I've got his tax filings. I've got what he's paid. I've got everything here. Said he hadn't had a raise since 2018. Since 2018, he's had multiple raises of $80,000 on top of what he was paid before, and huge bonuses. Have it all right here. That's just one example. Who these people think they are. So I didn't put him in prison on J6. We raised the money for him to fight it. I didn't do any of these things.
Truthfully, man, I think it's the beard. I think it's that terrorist Muslim beard, man. Owen Shroyer should get rid of it.
And to watch the way, and I couldn't watch the whole 5 hours. I wasn't even going to watch it. People kept sending me clips, and my phone was blowing up, and all these text messages. And is this true? Is that true? And I started watching it. And notice it's why I'm leaving InfoWars. Not I quit or I was fired leaving it nebulous, but just get him on the screen. I came and look at him. And he's like, oh, I understand why he didn't want me talking about Trump. He'll have his access cut off. That's why I've got to go. Oh, I understand the things I was doing were really causing the problem. No, they weren't. I never told him you ought to do this or that. I said, hey, you can attack Trump all you want, but hey, we also need to stay on top of the Democrats here. I said that on air. I never even said that to him in person. I said on air. That's what talk show hosts do. I started out in talk radio. Other shows on the same station, the morning show talks about the afternoon show, and they disagree and agree, and they have debates. That's normal. We're not in a cult here. I'm not censoring somebody because I say I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I have Nick Fuentes on who says he's totally done with Trump. And I say, you're making good points. I can see why you say it, but I disagree on this, and that.
Yeah, so this is one of the shows that David Knight did. It looks like he hasn't really posted anything for about a year. I hope nothing bad's happened to him. Like I said, man, he's other than what he did with Alex, he was a pretty good dude, you know. But this is who Alex is talking about right here. He used to have a massive, a big following on the Alex Jones show. Right now, his following on YouTube, which I am subscribed, is around 3.3K. But he hasn't posted anything for about a year.
Tainted blood scandal that killed thousands, says the report. It's become quite a scandal in the UK. It has gotten a little bit of press coverage now in the United States. The British government did not put patient safety first. Really? Wow.
Yeah, so that's David Knight right there. This is a video. It's about a year old. Let's get back over to Alex.
And Nick doesn't go, oh my God, you're censoring me because you disagree with me. That's not what that is. And I talked to Nick this morning, and he obviously thinks that, before I even told him what went on, that, you know, Owen handled it completely wrong. But it was as I started this morning, I didn't do my workout because I was busy, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and watch these clips. And I sat there, and what made me really mad was he was acting all sad and hurt, and, oh, you know, this happened, and, well, and it was like innuendo for hours and hours. And at the end, oh, Alex never censored me. But he stood over my shoulder. Yeah, like what, once a month come in to give you something? Which, when he was hired, that was part of the thing. That's why there's microphones in the control rooms. I want everybody to get on there. Hey, breaking news. I'll come in and hand them a, did you see this on Fox? This just happened. Go tell Owen. Doesn't mean have him on. He was mad. He told the crew that I'll have a guest on and say, hey, you're here. You're a huge guest. Nick Fuentes is an example. Or whoever, Roger Stone, whoever it is. Hey, did they book you? Hey, call Owen, see if he wants them on. Owen told the crew that was me controlling a show, just helping a newsroom. Hey, you want to go on another show? Let's see if they can have a slot for you. That's what he's got. That's what David Knight had, because they need to be censored. They need me to be the villain. Oh, my gosh. One time, they only uploaded the first hour of his show instead of 3. And so the evil people that just uploaded everywhere and 99% of the time get it right, they made a mistake. Finally, Alex Jones censored me. Finally. Oh, finally. It's so good. It's so, oh, I'm a victim. I'm the best. He's bad. See, he was evil. I was good. And that's why people that bash me, and I've talked about this a lot on air, you see it all the time. I'll have a guest on, and we go to break. And that they post and go, look, when they talked about this subject, he went to break. And they don't show that coming out of break, we always come back to it. Or that the breaks have been set for 27 years at the exact same time. Got one coming up in 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Set your watch by it. It's an atomic clock. They censor by not showing you what they said after and then invert it and say, I censored. That's what other people do, because this is the whole thing, to manufacture censorship. And so you can have a Streisand effect. Oh, I was bad stuff going on. You know, I had to go because, you know, this and that. And I mean, like, we're not human. That's very sociopathic. We're not human. And to boost yourself so you can get 1 million live streamers watching you, here it is right here. You know, couldn't do that on regular news topics. Though Owen's done some great stuff and done great work, that's why I hired him. No, but for whatever reason, if I can just get that hit again, I'll just come out and attack Alex Jones and play victim.
Yeah, see, that's the sad thing, dude. I'm not giving up the things that I do just to get big on live stream. I just, you know, it's something that could be fun. Before, you know, I started doing this whole VTuber thing, I just did it, you know, normal camera, you know. And I don't know. I think I have a little fun, but streaming on different platforms, checking out this Kick thing, and seeing how it goes, you know. I really have no reason to be selling anyone out, but this is stupid, dude. Why I'm leaving InfoWars? You had plenty of time to leave InfoWars, my guy. You could have left InfoWars right after you got out of jail. You could have left InfoWars uh, when you had to go to court on behalf of Alex. You know, it's just a fucking sellout, bruh.
And act sad the whole time. And it's not true. So, Owen, tell us again, you hadn't had a raise since 2018? Is $80,000 increase in 3 different raises? Is that a $80,000 on top of what you're getting paid?
It's a lot of fucking money.
Tell people what you are paid. You got the clips. How about telling people about the bonuses or the Hellcat I gave you?
Oh, I love the Hellcat.
Here, have my Hellcat. It was worth about $60,000 when I gave it to you. It was $85,000 when I bought it. Oh yeah, tell me, Owen, about how bad I am again. So, if somebody will lie about people he said was his friend for 10 years like that, and so nakedly, that's a really nice person. And so let me tell you what happened here. So I'll get to all the other news that's coming up. Owen, last Thursday, I'm all stressed out. My dad's had open heart surgery. It went well. I'm driving back up to Temple to see him. You know, driving back and forth. You know, came down on Thursday to do the show in the morning. Drove up here at like 5 a.m. Do my show, get in the car, leave. And Kyle Seraphin starts texting me saying, hey, I just got sued by Cash Patel's girlfriend. Plus, we found a secret J6 database to secretly persecute people and this and that. I go, well, that's huge. I said, well, can you go on Owen's show if you've got a slot? And he said, yeah. When? He said, 4:30. So I call up Rob Agueros, who's the producer at that time, and I say, hey, see if Owen wants him on, has got a slot. He can come on anytime after 4:30. And then Rob calls back and he says, well, what's the topics? And I said, well, just call Seraphin. And I said, I'll send a voice memo to Owen. So Owen, during a break, listens to it and says, that's it. I'm leaving. And says, I'm controlling his show.
Prima donna
in a
little
newsroom
bitch.
Saying, hey, this is a big thing. I can't do it because, you know, I stay up here at night and do reports. I'd have done it. Here's this thing. You know, we're a team. And that's been like that ever since he was here and before he was here. I mean, the guys are in there grabbing articles and videos and I'll, you know, when Owen's show's about to start, I run over there with stuff that I think is important. Hey, do you already have this? I think this is pretty big. You know about this? That's what goes on in newspapers and TV stations and radio stations. You know, it's like having a pigskin in a football game or a baseball in a baseball game or lights for a nighttime game or hot dogs and Coca-Cola being sold. But see, in the world of victimhood, that is like absolute total censorship to give people information. But that's how he's then vague. He was standing over me. You know, actually, if we did our job better, I would be doing that every day, not bringing him something once a week. Hey, in here on the computer, I just grabbed it off Fox, off the satellite. Hey, we have raw feeds too off satellites. Hey, look at this raw feed. Come get this. That's so bad. That's bad, isn't it? Like I'm running around at big TV screens with satellite feeds and saying, look at this, look at that. I mean, that is just horrible. I sit in the coffee room that's got satellite feeds and eat my lunch at 3 o'clock, and then I sit there and text the crew, hey, this looks interesting, that looks interesting. Man, I want to apologize right now. I mean, You're talking nasty evil, okay? Being a news hound. I mean, I want to apologize actually to Owen for that. But that's the type of sophistry where you go, oh, he would hang over me. He would try to control the show. He would whatever.
Damn it, Alex, man. You should apologize to Owen Shroyer trying to help him out with new things that are popping up. Shit, dude. Don't you know he's a man? Oh shit, he bitch made, dude. I can't wait. Where's he gonna go? I can't wait to see if he jumps over to like CNN, ABC, Fox News, or one of the other sites.
Total lie.
Or maybe he's gonna go back and do sports, and he just got burnt out of fucking doing politics.
And then as all the articles come out, and Jones censored Shroyer on Trump criticism and Israel. So let's see if Shroyer comes out and apologizes for you. Oh, no, he's going to say, I didn't really exactly say that. No, you couched each statement perfectly thought out and looking down at your notes to be able to lie about us and try to hurt this organization for your benefit so you can be a hero. You are a snake. You are.
Yeah, because if you think about it, they're still trying to shut Infowars down, and they're gonna probably go up to Owen and say, "We're gonna pay you a lot of money now that you left the organization. We're gonna pay you boatloads of money, dude. That's gonna make you never have to work again, or we're gonna give you your own show. We're gonna do this." I mean, they did this a lot with Crowder. That comedian guy that used to sit on Louder with Crowder's show, they did it. They tried to do it with Louder with Crowder and his wife, or I guess ex-wife now, baby mama. And that was like, I think, a few months after Crowder had surgery on his rib cage, where they put a metal brace in his chest. And they used the original guy, the little string being Four Eyes dude. Let's see. They've done this with Tim Pool. They've done this with a lot of different people that are on the left. I mean, like self-destruction would be, I'd say, Candace Owens. You know, one minute she's doing really good, the next minute she's just gone crazy like Kanye West. Like somebody has put her in a what is it? The Contra, you know, like where the CIA is taking control of her mind and is making her go fucking nutty buddy. You know, to be like, look, the left is the right is truly the left, and they're a bunch of crazy people.
You're a rat. You are a fraud. You are a backstabber. You are a handbiter. You are a disgrace. And let me say something else about you. Even before he went to prison for 4 months, and we did the crowdfunding, raised, fought everything for him, all that, he stopped talking to the crew very much and didn't have a good attitude, was pissed off all the time. And then it got to where he'd show up right before the show, wouldn't even talk to the crew. He'd walk by me and say something like, you know, just start laughing at me. Like, again, I'm not in junior high, so it didn't hurt me at that level. It hurt me that he was just like, yeah, I heard you. Yes. Oh, and we can go further. When the Onion, backed by Bloomberg, did the fraudulent auction and got caught in all of that back in November, on November 13th, and I said, we're not leaving. This is a fraud. I'm filing emergency motion. The judge found it to be a fraud. Got a 2-day hearing on all that. Owen just left and just called the producer and said, I'm done, I quit. Even though we have a backup studio, I told everybody, hey, it's going to be fine. We have new backers, all this stuff, if we get shut down. He's like, I'm gone. Starts announcing, is this the time? Because Infowars is being shut down, he thinks. Announce his new network and funding and all this stuff. And then we're back the next day, and Owen just shows back up and does his show. And walks in and just looks at me with hatred and like slinks in there, just because he really wanted me to fire him so he could be a victim. And I confided just in a few of the producers. I said, he wants to be a victim. I said, I'm going to have love and say prayers for him that he gets better. I'll be really nice to him, give him extra bonuses, maybe he'll pull out of it. I tried to talk to him. He's never wanted to talk to me. And I said, but I said, he's going to stab me in the back. He's a new person. And I don't know if it's his personal life. I don't know if it's stuff he's smoking. But I've seen a lot of people get paranoid, that smoke pot and go nuts. But I mean, I can just tell you this right now, that I'm not here to be shit on or stabbed in the back. This crew isn't your punching bag. And we did nothing to you but be loyal. And your little 5-hour extravaganza of little puppy dog that doesn't know why. And he just wanted to come back and shake my hand and be nice. And then I kind of censored him and said, no, you don't need to host your show. You want to hear what he said in the phone call to me? I didn't record it. I was in the pool with my 8-year-old daughter playing with her Barbie dolls at whatever it was, 4 o'clock yesterday. A rare day, I actually only came in and worked the office about 4 hours. So I go back. She's literally calling me. Daddy, you're supposed to be home. You said be home at 10. I want to play in the yard. So I'm sitting there about 4 o'clock, bobbing around. And I get a text message. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Hey, I'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Because remember, I called him Thursday when he just got up and left. I said, hey, what's wrong? And he's like, Monday. I mean, because he's the commander. And so I sent him a few texts later. I said, hey, can we talk now? Ignores me. So Monday rolls around. Bzz, talk 10 a.m. tomorrow. I got the text right here. And I'm like, that's kind of late, maybe 9:30, whichever. I said, how about we just talk right now? Because I go, it's pretty clear you're about to quit. He goes, you really want to do this right now? I said, yeah. So he calls up. And while I'm calling him, he calls me. So I pick it up. And he starts talking to me like he's literally a pimp and I am a crack whore. He's like, here's how it's going to be. I'm leaving. And blah, blah, blah. Well, what's the problem? What's the thing? Well, I mean, what can we do? I mean, I don't understand. He's like, well, it's just gone on too long and whatever. But I'll tell you this, if you're really desperate, you can pay me more money. But I'll tell you this, I'm going to promote my new show.
If he quit just like that, dude, then that's some dirty shit, dude. Give me more money and I'll stay. Fuck, man. I'm telling you, dude, I'm humble. I don't need a lot of money to do a lot of things. I can build houses. I can work on cars, work on computers. When the world ends, I'm golden. Oh, damn. It's all about that money, though.
Show on InfoWars. And I went, which again, I'm not even against him having a show. If he was nice, I was just like, it was just kind of like,
what's
I was
up,
like, well,
Kennedy?
I said, in the bankruptcy stuff, I can't really give you a raise. But I said, that's okay.
I'm doing pretty
he goes,
good.
well, you know what? As a favor for you, I'll come in and do a week. And I'm like, no, that's okay, Owen. That's fine. I wish you well. And I hung up and literally got a tear in my eye because he was talking to me with just like Patrick Bateman or something. And so I go back and get in the pool and, keep playing. Or maybe it was even earlier than 4. That's right, because then I took my daughter to see a movie. Whatever, it was in the afternoon. So then he races out and goes on air and is like, I'm just leaving because, I know I can't talk bad about Trump and, I know it hurts Jones's access and, he really, all innuendo. He didn't have the guts to just tell the pure lie that I told him to do stuff, which I didn't. And a bunch of other stuff. I haven't even watched half of it. It's just so painful to watch. He's sitting there manipulating and wriggling around like a snake, trying to make it as bad as he can, but skate the edge so he can say, I never did that. Because he's got the whole crew knows it's not true. He's got the other hosts that know it's not true. So he wants to pull a David Knight. I mean, Harrison Smith says
David
whatever
Knight.
He wants. I walked this morning. I said, have I ever told you not to say something? He goes, no, it's actually, I'm surprised you haven't. I'm kind of out of control. I go, no, but I like you're a good guy. Just say whatever you want. So, and I've got all the producers and all the people I've said on air, I think Owen's too black-pilled as an example, and that we all should be more positive. That's my opinion. It's not an attack. It's a discussion. So he then runs on air and is like, I just wanted to come back for a week and shake his hand and thank him. But he didn't. He doesn't want to be my friend. well, let me tell you how it is. I mean, literally, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's pretty hardball to be friends with people that do that kind of shit, man. Like it truly is. It's painful. You know. I mean, you better have one hell of a reason to want to help the people destroy the show.
No, it's all over. It's not that. You can't get me back. I tell you though, if you're really desperate, and he said that, and I went, "Excuse me." There was more, and he goes, "Well, I mean, if you want to do something really desperate," and he was really getting off on it, and I'm like, going, "This is an evil son of a bitch, man. Wow, I had a snake around here. I had no idea." And I literally started getting tears in my eyes because he was burning down like an old house. It burns up in like 2 minutes. He's burning down. I'm just like, "Oh, and I got to go, man." And I literally stumbled in the pool, and I was just like, And I was like, "I'm going to take the high road." I called the crew. I said, "Let's be nice. Let's be sweet." And then I started seeing the clips. And Owen, man, you're a piece of crap, brother. All right. And if I was anybody, I wouldn't turn my back on Owen Shroyer. So, I mean, he took Snake to the next level. So, Owen Shroyer's dead to me. If he goes on air and repents to Jesus and apologizes for being demon possessed or whatever it is he is, then I will forgive him.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go that route, though, if you're gonna call him to do that, then you actually have to forgive him too. And it's always best to do it before the fact. Like, you don't have to trust him after it, but you would have to physically go and say, "Look, I forgive you for what you did, but at the moment, dude, you're just not trustworthy. But I do forgive you. Now let's go our separate ways." If you can't do that, then in God's eyes, you're no different than him. Because if he chooses not to do it, then he, in the eyes of God, is going to be held accountable to that level. But you'll be held to the same account if you don't actually physically forgive him.
But he thinks that he would like absorb us as a launch pad and lie about us to make himself a victim so he could project himself and launch his own show when he cut and run and didn't even call me or didn't even say anything or didn't even say, "Hey, what can I do?" He just cut and run and said, "I'm done with you people." When Bloomberg and The Onion came in here and ransacked this place, and we stood up to him and won thanks to your backing and God's providence, and the whole time, he was trying to cut and run. But then when he figured out that, oh, it's still there, he slunk back over, and I never even came to him and said, "Hey, it's good to have you back, man. Glad, blah, blah." Just, yeah, okay, sure. Just like that. People say, "Why was you swinging around like that?" Because I wasn't going to give him what he wanted. I knew what he was going to do, but I wanted to make sure. It's one thing to know what somebody's going to do, but it's another to wait till they do it. And he did it worse than I thought. So, Owen thinks his new franchise is going to be talking crap about me. He thinks his new franchise is going to be running down this fabled operation, this incredible crew, and our supporters that are the InfoWar. Well, guess what, buddy? You can piss up a rope. No matter what happens to this office of the name InfoWars, we're going to go on forever thanks to the listeners and the viewers. God bless you all.
Oh, here it is.
Shit.
Bovine Colostrum Plus. This is what I was looking for. This is the only thing that works
That's good
on a
stuff right
monster
there.
stomach like mine. If it works for me, it will work for you. Order yours at the website below.
Yeah.
Charging into a goblin's nest. Goblin vomit.
That's actually a really pretty fun game right there. It's crap. What was it? Alex Jones used to be able to find it on the App Store, but they killed it. I'm not gonna. It should pop up next. Alex Jones. There we go. There we go. Unmute.
Thinks he can run a publicity stunt to hurt our operation for his own gain. I didn't bring out the bad stuff. So go ahead and run your mouth some more. And go ahead. You got some bad stuff to say? Just more. Just do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Like Elvis says. Well, if you're really desperate, pay me more. But I'm going to promote my new show on your station. And I just said to him 5 minutes before, well, if you're doing something new, great. You know, with these new backers we've got, if they shut down InfoWars, we're going to go to 20 hours a day and like to work with you again. I went, nah, I don't think so. And I was just talking to Harrison out in the hall during the break, and he said, yeah, when we thought InfoWars was going under because the crew didn't really believe me we were going to beat them, and we also have a backup, which we do. Now they know that. I understand, that they didn't know back then. Now they really believe because we survived a bunch of these attacks. He said, oh, well, that's great. Well, I'd like to work with you. Maybe we should do a show once a week together and kind of keep the old team together somehow. Owen's go, no, I'm working alone. And that was the attitude was he wouldn't even talk to anybody for years here in the office. And just went completely cold. I'd be like, hey, let's go out and get a steak sometime. Nah, it's all right. And he'd pull up in the parking lot, just get out and just look at me like, literally. Well, he walked by me and just go, look me from the feet up, just go, yeah, right. You talk about an arrogant person. He should star in the new American Psycho. Hell, he should. If they need somebody to run for, California governor after Newsom leaves, I think Owen ought to move out to California. He could do it. He's in love with himself. He's worldly, and I'm glad I let it mature until the big fat tumor was right out in the open so everybody could see it. But it was worse than I thought. The big tumor I thought was there that was just the tip of it. And so it's a real shame. But I've been stabbed in the back so much and had people lie about me so much that I've taken the high road every single time. And this is the high road. Because if I let him sit there and tell all those lies he did, he'll just make a cottage industry out of it. That's what these people do. Former employees say that, there's a fish bowl and I grab the fish out and eat it. There's never been a fish or a fish bowl here. And just all sorts of insane crap, and I just put up with it. But here's the difference. I wasn't friends. I liked him. I knew him, but I didn't hang out with them hundreds of times at restaurants and bars. I didn't go on trips with them everywhere. I didn't shake their hand and laugh. And he was a funny, nice, sweet guy. But even before he went to prison, he turned nasty. And all I can say is he's unrecognizable from the old Owen Shroyer. And I got all this other big news to talk about. People tune in on the radio stations all over the country to hear about the news and information. And I was so excited yesterday about today's show and all the good things the Trump administration is doing, which are real good things that devastate the globalists. Let's say Trump's Satan himself, okay? Let's remove that from the discussion. Case in point, I was telling the crew, and they go this morning, they go, yeah, look what Owen posted here. Look what he said. He said, Trump has admitted defeat on warp speed by coming out and saying, looks like they held back data. I want the data released. Well, we know what the data is, mass deaths. We know it from lawsuits already, but they're trying to get the original data. And I guess you can look at it. That's actually a true statement. Okay, Trump admits defeat. I know he was conned. He was roped into it. They gave him fake statistics. I said that back at the time. I know because I know the people involved. I've talked to Kennedy, all of them. The lawyers involved, the people that got the documents. We already know all this, but now it's coming out. And so you take something like that, this case point example, and say, Trump has been defeated. Along with Fauci and Bill Gates and Peter Daszak and Albert Bourla and Larry Fink. And so long after Trump's gone, we're going to be dealing with the globalists. We need to take them down. And Kennedy signs orders to ban all these poison shots, and they countermand it, so he fires them, and they refuse to leave. There is a war protest inside the buildings at HHS, NIH, CDC. And we're getting to that next. I mean, did you just think we'd come in and just snap our fingers and get this done? No.
Yeah, so I posted Psalms chapter 41, verse 9 on betrayal, backstabbing. It says, even my closest friend in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted his heel against me. That's one you could throw at Owen. Another one, I got another two from Proverbs. Proverb 19, verse 5 is a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 28 is a dishonest man spreads strife and whisper separate close friends.
And I'm not on some jag about
Thought those would be interesting.
Owen. It's just a case point. White House fires, put it back up, CDC director who says RFK is weaponizing public health. So they weaponize medicine, put out poison shots that turn off your immune system and give you blood clots and attack your ovaries and testicles and everything else and give you turbo cancers. And then he's weaponizing public health by trying to get GMOs out of school lunch programs and to not have kids drinking Mountain Dew with 12 teaspoons of sugar and caffeine in each serving, and all the poison dies out, and banning mercury in the shots. And then finally, Trump gets the proof from whistleblowers inside Pfizer, and now Pfizer and the FDA that ran it and the CDC that ran the secret studies are hiding it. But we already have the other studies that show the mass death. And that's not good. This is devastating the globalist. But instead, the story becomes, oh, look, Trump admits he's defeated. Trump raises fresh questions about COVID-19 vaccines that he says have ripped apart CDC. So you want reform, baby, you're getting it. Trump to make Oval Office announcement as Congress returns after recess. Then you've got the big lie that he was dead.
Yeah, he's about to say it, but the majority of last week was Trump is past, Trump is gone, Trump is dead, Trump is this, Trump is that. Where's Trump? Trump is fake, it's a clone. It's someone else. It's like, come on, dude, seriously, it's not like this is Joe Biden we're here to talk about.
Dead, and now, oh, well, you see him playing golf, he's sick. No, not just me. When I came on the air 2 weeks ago and said we're in a crisis, he's working 20 hours a day. His ankles are swelling. He is having some health problems now. He wasn't the first term. I was hearing people close to him saying we need to make a big deal about his refusal to stop working. Then he goes and takes 5 days off to play golf and to rest, which he should be doing on a holiday long weekend, and they say he's dead, and now he's super sick. Because a 79-year-old man finally took some time off.
You know, the messed up thing is everything that the Democrats have done to InfoWars has just proven that we can now do all of everything, you know, the step-by-step booklet of what they've done to InfoWars to try to shut them down. If they manage to actually do it, they just set up the actual booklet to how to shut down CNN, Fox News, ABC, NBC, or NBC Now. You know, it's nuts, but that's what you can do, apparently.
So, Trump to make White House announcement amid health rumors. That is 1 o'clock our time. We have Colonel McGregor with huge news and analysis coming up next hour. But let me tell you what else we got. I mean, there's just hundreds of things like this today, okay? So I'm going to move on from Owen. I will be hosting the War Room today, 3 to 6 p.m. with Jonathan Greenblatt, Owen's replacement. It's a joke. Actually, Nick Fuentes and Ye have agreed to host the War Room. Nick Fuentes and Ye will now be the host of the War Room. Weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Is that Ye, the rapper?
So look for that. We are very, very excited. And David Duke is the producer. So we want to please the listeners, give you what you want. I'm joking. I would actually, if Ye and Nick want to host the War Room, actually, this is not a joke. I'm publicly inviting Nick Fuentes to host the War Room 3 to 6 p.m. weekdays.
There you go.
Now, bring out the Gimp. The Gimp's sleeping. Well, you just have to go wake him up now, won't you? Oh, my God. Somehow I feel like Ali Alexander will be wearing the Gimp mask more than Ye, though. You can't make this up. No, Rob Dew is going to host the show till we find Owen's replacement. So,
I don't know, man.
That's where we are. I'm just trying to use us as a springboard so you can play victim that you were too hardcore even for InfoWars. Like we're not human. Like we deserve to be the villains when we aren't. Like we deserve to be innuendoed and, into that. No. And the flat out lie that I haven't had a raise since 2018. Well, hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me check that. Huh. Well, like how do I say I haven't gotten a raise? How do I act like I don't make any money? I'll just say it and then go, maybe I got to check that. Oh, yeah, check that. Well, Owen's going to have a lot more time now to go out and just show us all the success, show us the total victory. Now that you're not held back by the evil InfoWars crew that just backed you and supported you and did everything for you. Now that you're free of the chains of me lording over you and sending video clips to the crew a couple times a day or handing out, the crew's just bringing me stuff, but the morning show brings me stuff.
Exactly.
Matt comes over that produces that show and says, hey, this guest was good. Do you want him? And I go, Dad, that's a great guest. Thank you.
There you go.
I don't go, oh, my God, Matt, you're trying to run my show. That's all he had. In the last few months, I'd go, hey, you ought to have this guest on. And he would just ignore me. And they would say, oh, he blew up about that. Hey, Stuart Rhodes is here today. Would you like him on? See if Owen wants him on. That's censorship right there, man.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm done talking about it until 3 p.m. today. I don't know if the crew wants to, come on the air and talk about it. They certainly been talking about behind the scenes here.
Come on, crew, get on.
Just the rampant censorship here. There's
Don't
like
hide,
big screen
crew.
TVs with cameras in every room.
Give us the dirt,
Hooked in
bro.
at Benjamin Netanyahu's office. And it's not me. Netanyahu comes on and literally over loudspeakers goes, excuse me. You need to do this. You need to do that. And we just go, oh, yes, Mr. Netanyahu. And we bow 5 times a day towards Jerusalem to Benjamin Netanyahu. And Owen wouldn't do it.
Nah.
He said, you must bow to Netanyahu. And he said, I will not.
Bow down.
And I just, I just can't handle it. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, shit.
Listen, I really shouldn't even be doing this. I'm going to stop now. It's just the betrayal is just so spectacular. So, and you want publicity? You're getting it now.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the next flotilla of bullcrap. So you can be the good man. And you can point at me and say, good night to the bad man. Guys, pull up the Scarface clip. Scarface saying good night to the bad man. You need me so you can point your finger and say, there's the bad man. Well, say good night to the bad man,
Good night, bad man.
who the enemy recognizes for being the detonator of the entire global awakening right now. Oh, I didn't start it. Great page before me did, that we've given credit to and we love. But in the modern age, we're the detonator. We're the progenitor. We launched the giant wave you now see exploding into the biggest wave ever. And so all these people, they just need to not have Jesus Christ, not have the Holy Spirit. No. They need the purity of the Pharisees to say, we are good, and Alex Jones is bad.
Yeah.
That's why I went on the air today with my son Rex. You know, he was here. Was on with Harrison Smith. They're good buddies. They have similar views. They work for Netanyahu, both of them. Both Mossad officers. It's a joke, folks. And I just barged in like the Kool-Aid man, which everybody knows they sign up. We do that. They're allowed to barge in here, by the way. That's what we do. It's like a live kind of thing. And which was more of it. That's why I put microphones in all studios. Like, that's when they get hired. They know that, but we never do it. Remember the famous thing where I throw the hat like 25 feet away and it hits Owen right on the head? We can't find that, but you know, that was the stick. That was the fun thing. Like, you know, pop in there every once in a while. But now it's the censorship. He's like, how do I say I'm censored? Well, he comes to the studio maybe once a month now. He brings articles to the crew. He recommends guests. That's I'll just vaguely talk about he's hanging over me. He's in a newsroom. I mean, if you're in a newsroom and ain't like that, TV or radio or whatever, you ain't a newsman.
Yep.
And Owen says he's going on to do hard news now, as if he couldn't do whatever he wanted before. No, he does hard, whining, black pill. We're all doomed. It's all over.
We're all fucked.
Grimer Worm Tongue. In fact, you ought to call this show the Grimer Worm Tongue Hour.
Yeah.
But getting back to what I was saying here, it's very important, obviously. It feels really good just because I tell the truth on news and politics and issues, but the last place I lie, I mean, completely truthful here, is holding back and taking the high road. But I realize that's not always the high road. No, I'm embracing dark Alex, dark InfoWars.
Because you black
Maybe
pill.
I'll just start saying everything about Owen. Feels so good to do it. Because he wants to say I'm the impure one. He wants to say I'm the snake.
The snake.
But I've done nothing but support him while getting slapped in the face with arrogance.
I'm jacked up on the meth lane. The best thing you guys have ever had.
I do subscribe to Barrier.
Right.
The Legion.
For, the products that we...
My,
All right, that's done. That's done. I'm gonna go and look up Owen Shroyer's channel and see if they left it up there on the band.video, and do something on them. But thanks for viewing. I will kick back on as soon as I know what's what. All right, y'all have a good one. Like and subscribe. Peace.